This
Yeah.
conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, yes.
So we can say that application validation can inherit from his above classes and below whatever will be there.
Rule
It can
sets,
inherit
rule
from
sets.
rule
It
sets.
will be
Yeah.
inherited from the rule sets.
Yeah. And in the rule set validation, it can only means from the child class only. It can inherited by uh, means prerequest should be
Yeah,
completed
rule
by
sets,
before
prerequisite
following.
rule sets. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Madhav, can you
Okay.
tell us where we will get a more documented form? Because in the Pega Academy, for everything there is a very limited documentations. Like the way
Generally,
you tell
we'll
us that.
Pega Akadimulu will be there. I will share you documentation also. That's one thing I'll
Okay,
show you also. Okay, na?
okay, okay.
You guys, you know my number, right? Please send the
Yeah, yeah.
WhatsApp and your mail IDs also. I'll share
Okay,
you.
okay. Will. Yeah, I'll do.
Everyone. Okay,
Yeah,
na?
yeah, sure. Thank you, Madhav.
Yeah. And we'll go for recording. Done already that. I'm just sharing my screen. When I'm sharing my screen, I'm not able to see that go to meeting option here. I mean, attendance list, all options, sharing, unsharing, giving off access, that window, right? I'm not able to see that. Only seeing this only. Okay, fine, fine, not able. Yes, here. I think now we are going to design database layer for your application. So, how to create, how to design the database layer for your applications. Mean that how to create the tables for your application tables, your customized tables, your own tables. Why? To store application information. Why I'm storing? Because already we have inbuilt tools, inbuilt tables are there in the Pega internal database. Again, why you're creating? Because we don't have control on those tables, means we're not able to view and edit those tables. So I want to view whenever I want edit those data in those tables. So better is saying that you can create your own tables on my database for your application purpose. That's why we are going to creating of our own tables in the Pega internal database. So how we can create it? So for that database layer means we need to go for the data types. Generally, you know that if you want to create the table, we'll use some query in that create table name. Inside that, we need to add the columns. Am I correct? If you want to create the table, we have to know table name, table how it is holding the data with the help of the columns in the front end, how you are entering the data with the in the front end. There is the employee screen or Google account screen, you know that first name last name fields are there. Through that you are entering the data. So that the properties or input fields I told you to hold the data, transfer the data. But if you want to backend database layer to hold the data, the same property or variable input field, but we can use terminal the database language that is called columns. Using same all areas not good, right? So we'll have the different terminologies. So there is columns. So tables will contain the columns to holding the data permanently. So if you know table name and column, then we can give the query and execute the query, then create the table. But what about here? There's a standard steps, sir. Don't think it a training part this and real time how it will be there. Real time. So whatever real time will be, that is all I'm discussing here. If real time is not you're not using, then why should I discuss here? Not required. Some people will say that this training part is okay, but if you go for real time, how it will? Both will be same. If you're not using the real time, then why should I discuss here? It's not even it is time waste for me also, right? Both will be same standard syntaxes. I think someone already have some experience in the Pega. They know that how to do that. So for your applications, for your cases, yesterday you created what are the cases. Before once you create all the cases, before implementing designing those case types for these cases, storing of these informations, please create the table means please design the database layer. Go for the data type. Okay, there is like customer table, account table, credit card table, debit card table, transaction table, checkbook table, something different tables is required for your applications to storing of these all information separately, right? How to create the table? The first step, please by heart it. When I'm asking you again, don't confuse. So if anybody will ask you how to create the tables in the Pega internal database, what are the steps? Maybe they will ask you what are the steps. They won't ask you just simply how to design database layer, how to create the tables, the Pega data. The same standard steps, no change. Add data type. By using of data type rules, I'm going to design the database layer, standard formula. Then how? First, I will create the data type. Data type means I'm going to giving of table name. Okay, data type is nothing but table name. Wait. Click add data type. So what is the table name? First table name. So we'll go for customer table. So generally, first we all are the customers. We need to maintain our data in the bank application. So go for the customer table. Description, write it. New data type, yes, is existing already is available. Some any other application I want to reuse, yes. If we click that, we can reuse it. But I don't have this. Is the first time I'm going to creating. Go for advanced. This table going to only specific application or multiple applications. Yeah. Only loan app or maybe I want to use this table for the multiple applications. So it means that you need to create the table inside the organization layer, database layer class structure. See, inside the organization layer, database level, database inside the organization database layer. No, sir, this will be only specific application buffer loan app data. Only loan app application purpose only I'm going to using this table, then create in this place. That will be decide by choosing of class structure inside this application and which rule set, core rule set, not organization, right? Core rule set. Submit. So first step is we need to add the data type. That will be everything. I want to create application layer and organization layer. Every information is not decided by you. Everything will be how the document. It will be decided by the LSA people, senior people. They know that the structure. These all are the structure. So they will decide by the senior people only. They will give proper documentation by seeing the every input. Then we need to do that. This is the protocol. This is not our decision. Maybe he's giving any wrong, we can talk to them. So this is my approach. Is it okay for you? You can inform your approach to them. Then we'll see that maybe it's good, fine. Otherwise, they will give any reason. That's fine. Now we successfully added data type. So when add the data type, there is any rules are created in the backend by the Pega tool. I want to know how we can know that. We need to select App Explorer. Still is loading. Refresh. So where I have to go, application database layer class structure, you need to select it now. Yeah. When add the data type, so this is I'm going to designing right now. This part, application, this part. Here customer table I'm going to creating under data. So now wherever you can see data means is a database layer class structure. Don't forget. Once we add the data type, there is a customer class rule is created. Open that by the Pega tool. When you add the data type, you didn't add any manually. When you add the data type manually, backend, the class rule created by the Pega tool with the same name. So that class rule is a concrete class. So it is stored in this rule set in this version. Doesn't belongs to class group. Why we not make the class group here? This is a destination a last place, destination place. Here is I'm going to here, but here there is no any. This is the last place. Not to go for any area. I don't want group. I want to go for individual. So that's why. So now this class will be by default when doesn't belongs to class group. If you click test connection, it will be stored pr underscore other table. It is belongs to class group, is a class group, pc underscore work table. So until we create a table for this class, it will be stored in the Pega product table. Now we need to, our target is we need to create the table. So we given the table name, but we need to give the column names. How to give it? By using of add field. What are the fields are required? What are the input fields? Columns, properties. You can use any name. So the second step, once added successfully data type, then you need to add the proper fields. So maybe customer ID. In coding languages we have data types: integer, string, double, float, boolean. The same thing we have here. Property types. There you can call data types. Here we can call property types: string, boolean, date and time, integer, everything. So it is integer, right? Select the integer and click submit. Add another field. Click advanced and see what are the features are there. First name is a text. Last name, text. We can add city, date of birth, something. You can add many of the fields. Text. Enough 4 is enough. If you want, you can add many of the fields. Okay. So now 4 fields added successfully. After adding of 4 fields in this data type, So either any rules are created by the Pega tool, check it again, go and see the structure. Expand the structure. This is called class rule. Right under that sysadmin category, the class rule is created. Now one more category, data model category is created. So data model category under that property rule is created. So property rules, that's why the list of properties, whatever you added, those all properties created. Property rules are created. So for creating of table for Pega is required, to the Pega tool is required table name and column names. Table name and column names. Both we given to the Pega. Now they're ready. If you want to open the this rule and see that property rule. It's a property rule. This property rule is in the class. It is in the class we declared. It's like variable, right? It's like input field. Yeah. Rule type, rule name. For a rule type property, rule name, first name, it's available. What do you mean that? I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. Okay. Better note the question as of now. What are the rule availability rules? Please note it. Check the answer. What are the rule? I will explain you. But meanwhile, what are these are entry point of question? Entry point of question. What are the rule availability rules in the Pega? Those are 5 types. One more question. What is rule resolution tool? Please note the question. Write the answer. Read it and write the answer. Then I will explain you. Now this rule is available in this class rule. This is the idea of this rule in this rule set, and now version till we saw in the body. Now we can see the header. So only class rule only we can see inside the body version, but if other rules it will be displayed inside the header only. So in this rule set and version. So what is all options is a property rule. I'll talk to you later when we talk the property rule. As of now, not required. Properties are created. Now go for here. Still, you need to check it. Go and refresh your class rule. Still the table is created. No. Well, how I know that? If you click test connection, still it is mapped PR underscore. So this is the proof. Still the table is not created. So now go for customer, go for records tabbed. These all are the tabs. Local disk. So click configure source option. What is the third step? First create the add the data type and create the property fields. Third step is go for the records tab and click configure source. Okay. So now those properties, those fields will be converting as a columns. So these all are your customized columns. I think there are a few more other columns are seeing displaying here. First of all, put the proper format. Just hold it and drag top. Customer ID, hold it, drag in the second place. This is the third place. Customer ID is a these are for our fields. Then apart from that, there's some other things are there. Your delete is a it's an disable option right now. So we don't have controls. Mean that these all are the standard columns. Okay. How we have standard tables, standard class rules, standard rule sets. There are standard columns are there for every table. Can you please note it? What are the mainly those things, and mainly there are five types of the standard columns. Five columns, standard columns in Pega tables. For all tables, either Pega tables or customized tables. There are PZ INS key, PX OBJ class, PY label, PX create date and time, PZ stream, very important. It is a blob column, blob. Please note it. Every table will have this column that is called blob column, binary large of object. So Pega tool read and write blob data, binary data. So if you go for normal data, it is occupying more space. Question is very simple, sir. You are sending some of the files as GIF format. Why? When the file size is more, for sending that will convert as a GIF file. It means that you are reducing the space to occupy that one, but the data will be there, converting the different format and send it to the people. So the same thing, to occupy the less space, we are going for structured, I mean binary data. So your all information will be converting and storing as a binary data in this column. Binary large of object, binary large of object. PZ key, PX obj class, PY label, PXY, PX and PY and PZ. These are the standard property rules, three categories. How we have standard class rule, rule set rule, and standard table. The same thing, standard property rules. There are three categories: PX, PY, PZ. PX properties only read only properties. PY we can read and editable those properties. PZ we cannot read, we cannot write it. Those are hidden properties. Please note it. These are the entry point of your questions again. When you are watching recording class, please take it. Okay. Now apart from the five, along with the five, we have some other columns are there. It will be there backend. So I think you know well, in the database layer, every table there is one unique column will be there. That's called primary column. Why? To avoid duplicate rows. Otherwise, it will be inside the duplicate rows. So customer ID is the primary key. Account table is account number primary key. Like this. Credit card table, credit number, debit card table, debit card number. Like this. So click submit. Click submit. Now it will be converting, creating table for your application. See that. I'm just telling you internal structure only. Till now it will be very simple. You're adding data type and adding fields and go for record step and select the primary column, put the proper structure and create the submit. This is a matter of 1 minute. Just I'm explaining all the step by step. Please note it. So now go and review. If you click view details, when table is created successfully, there are few more rules will be created. So before table creation, we have class rule, property rule. After the table is created, what are the rules will be created? There is a database report definition rule will be created. Why it is created? Your question, I'll tell you. I'll give the reason why is required. Now table is created. First of all, proof is required, right? Still, the class is mapped PR underscore other table or some other table, some other class. We'll see some other table. See that the table structure is created. Customer ID, first name, last name, city. Now go and see that your class and refresh first and select test connection. Come down. Now it's mapped this class not PR underscore other table. Your customized table, customer table. See. Now go for your table. Under action, we have show database information. We can see here itself. This is called internal database schema name, database name. This is the class. This class is instance, concrete class, creating the object, or you can call instance. It is storing in this table. That is the meaning of the relationship here. Now table is created. So we need to, as of now, generally the data will come from the presentation to business based, but you don't know what is this thing. As of now, we just concentrating this. So we need to generally store the data dynamically, but as of now we don't know remaining other parts, only database layer part. I'm just inserting or saving the data manually directly at the record. One Madhav Pega City Chennai. Two Yamini Pega Hyderabad. So customer is required. This is a primary key. If you try to add some one, it show error. Huh? Why? How? It's a primary key we given, right? How here? Is there any space? Primary key only we given it. How it is allowing? We'll see. Maybe it will. System is taking some time, right? Maybe that is the reason not showing the error. It will show that it won't allow duplicates. It won't allow the duplicates. It will be unique values. Then answer us. Or Like this, we can add many of the records. Okay. Is the table is created successfully. No existing table. It is the existing table. I want add a new column for the existing table. Or maybe I want to delete the column in the existing table. How to do that? Very simple. Go for data model, first add the field. So what field we can add it? Some email or state, whatever you want. Email is, type is, we can use email type is there. Just enter. We'll get it. Submit. When you are adding of the field here, refresh. What happened? The first one is not there. Okay, let's see. See that the existing automatically the new column is added for the existing table. If you don't want, then can you delete here? It will be deleting. No, it won't. So only adding automatically. If you don't want, go for, even we can go for edit columns. Through that I can add the new column, I can delete the new column, whatever you don't want, whatever you want. Only customize. If you can delete, submit. See, one, why is not there mine? Refresh. Okay, see, now how to create the new table for your application, how to add the new columns for the existing table, how to delete the column for the existing table, you know that. So now maybe there are like I want add a number of records, otherwise, so adding of manually very difficult. Otherwise I want to transfer this data to the other environment, maybe test development to testing environment. Same data I want to use for the testing of my application. How to transfer? You know already export import tool. The same thing here to transfer here. Export import tool is there. So from first of all click export option for exporting of this data. Yeah, it is exported. See that here. Go for download folder. It is created. It's created. Open this. So these are the fields, standard columns, right? Your dates, everything will be created here. So check it. One, two, three. So suppose I want to add a few more columns. Okay, now let's add some records. Click File, Save as, Desktop. Save it. Close this. Go for import with the same table I want to import this. So the same structure very important. There, so label should be different, but the source column, target column types should be same, like integer to integer, like this. Browse, desktop, select your table, Excel sheet, it is CSV format only, add, update or add only, delete, add purpose. I don't want to other operations. Add and update. Maybe either any existing records I can update it again. Okay, that is meaning of that. What do you mean update again? Both will be same. No, for existing records I want update only. I want add, go for add. Delete all the things you can delete. Yeah, see. Now come down. This is source field, target field. Source field is nothing but your Excel sheet. Target means table. So already you will click next button. Start validation. Continue import. It's done good. Finish. See that. All 9 records, new records, existing updated, added. How to create the new table? Yeah, I want to show you one more thing I forget. So after table is created successfully, what are the rules will be generated? So then there's a table is there, this symbol will be there. Table is there before there's a, when you add the data type, when you add the properties, fields, there is no this symbol. There is no this kind of hierarchy, also tree hierarchy. If we expand this, under that we have three is count data pages. If you go for application explorer, refresh, now under customer, expand that there's a data model level, there's one more rule is created that's called data page rule. Under the three data pages are there, that is called three count. What is that? We'll talk to you later. Reports, report definition rule is created before class rule, property rule, after data page rule, report definition. Why this before? Class name, columns, but why again after the table? Why these two is created? I'll talk to you. Okay, now this is the way we created the table. I will create one more table. Add data type. We'll go for which one? Account table. Submit. By default, you will be creating application layer only. Now account class is created. There is no symbol. See here. At the field account number or ID, whatever. One more thing I want to tell you, this all information will be there in the document, what kind of column names I want to provide. So everything will be the document only. Go for integer, select it. So account holder first name, account holder last name, or branch. I'm just giving of account first name, account holder last name, then bank name. Enough. You want, you can add many of the things not required. Go for records, configure, put account name, first name, last name. So primary key. You want check it again, refresh it. So the same symbol, no symbol, and go for application. Account class and properties are created. Now submit.
Madhav sir,
Yeah,
sir,
yes, yes.
data page rule in customer data page rule got created, and then in this it's not there. It's because of the export thing or something, or
No, repeat again what you're saying.
no, data page rule in previous people customer data page rule was
Hmm.
created, and then why the data after data model, no? Why data page?
Data model, you're talking about data page, why it is created, you're talking, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'll tell you that. Data page and reports, why it is created. I'll tell you those things, why it is created. Okay, no?
Okay,
I'll
okay.
tell you that. So now table is created. I'll tell you that. Close. So again, I can import the data. Already we have data, right? You can now instead of adding of this, because now you can see that. So maybe I want one table data to another table I want to import. Account customer table data importing to account table. Next, but here we need to match the, because you want always update the record, matching record. Matching is we need to give customer ID. So always update enough. Account number. So target fields should be primary will be matched to the account number. So first name, account first name, and last name, account last name, and city we given I'll give bank name. Okay, enough. So both should be different label names, customer ID, account number, but the field type should be same here. That's what I'm telling you. The matter, so the names will be different, not a matter, but when you both should be integer, text into string, boolean, like that. Okay, no? Same property type, same data type. Click next. Start validation. Continue import. Is done that 9 records. See, Got it? The same thing. Now, this is the way. Now, if you go for data type, the symbol is created. So, when you open this, your application, what are the tables we created? How we can find out easily? Open the data type. There we can see that by seeing of this symbol, these many tables are created for your application. I want classes table relationship. Instead of checking one by one, either I can see all the classes table relationship. Yes. Configure data model classes database class mapping. The mapping relation. Which class, which table. Which table, which class, whatever. The mapping relation between the classes and tables. Where is mapping storing data? I want to see at a time all the classes and table relationship. We can see it. So you can filter your data class. Whatever, see that. Customer table, account table, both this will be mapped classes, these tables, these records, these columns, records in this schema, everything is there. I can see the relationship of the table and class in the data class mapping tabs. So like this we can create the tables whatever is required for our tables. How to did you use any coding here for creating of table, for adding of columns, deleting of columns, adding of the data, inserting whatever, deleting of the data, right? Even if you want you can delete the data, you can update the data by using of this. For doing of you did inserting and fetching, we didn't do that. I'll tell you that. Okay. And updating, deleting, we didn't do any query language. Creating table, we didn't do that. For adding of columns and deleting of columns, whatever, we didn't do anything. Export, import also, we didn't do any queries. Everything we're doing just using of tools. Now the database is over. Now your database layer is over for your applications. Clear? So now you have to create your own tables. I create only two tables. You can create multiple tables according to your application purpose. First steps is you have to by heart it. The same syntax will use in the real time, so no change. So creating a table before what are the rules, after what are the rules. Before rules, why is created, but after rules, why it is created database and report definition rule. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Now today task for you, create multiple tables for your application and observe what you did. The second thing, interview questions. What are the standard columns and what is the PZPV stream is a blob column. Please note the interview questions. Enough. Okay, and one more thing, I given one more question. What is the rule availability rules? What is the rule resolution tool? Please note it. Fine, I think today enough. We'll see the tomorrow remaining part. So today task and interview questions I given that. Do you have any question from today part?
Madhav sir, there is
Hmm.
the concept of joins also there in the
Will
Pega.
come, will come, he'll come. We'll talk to you.
Okay, okay,
Is there? Joins concept is there in the
okay,
reports. How to
okay.
bring the data. Giants when you'll use to when fetching of the data from more than one table,
Yeah. And
right?
one more thing, like when we created a database, okay, and we want to delete something, but you said like in Pega we can't delete anything directly. We have to delete from the backend.
No, we can delete. We can delete it. No, but we need to delete the rules also back end.
Okay.
We need to delete the rules also back end. There's a lot of process. But if you
Okay.
want to delete the things, first you have to know these all the things, right? That's why I'm not telling you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Rules you have to know. No? Once you know everything, then you will understand easily.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you,
Fine,
sir.
yeah. Okay. Please take the practices, and from now onwards, you started your role and practice also without skipping daily. You have to practice from today, and it's very important. Okay. Fine. And we'll meet you tomorrow. Bye.